Lovely sexy hobby people. Welcome to today's video, which is Dungeons and Dragons Adventurer. It's going to be issue 46, but my delivery dropped, so we've got, sorry, not 46, it's 47. My delivery's dropped, so we've got 48, 49 and 50 to go through later on. Let's pop those aside. This is our freebie this week. It's a Dungeons and Dragons notebook and a propelling pencil. Sounds like it's got a couple of leads in there. Right, let's have a look, shall we? Dungeons and Dragons issue 47. Group patrons. Where do your quests come from? Your party may be loyal to a just sovereign or indebted to a faction or guild. Show of hands, whose first adventure started in a tavern? Yeah, that was an introductory game, straight in the tavern. That's a classic story starter for a reason. Even if you start elsewhere, most adventuring parties form due to happenstance. You were all in the same inn when a dramatic event occurred, or were thrown into the same prison cell together. Patronising yourself. Another interesting option for players is to create their own organisation rather than joining an existing one. That's an interesting way of going about it. Hadn't thought of that. Patrons as quest givers. The most significant way group patrons can benefit a campaign is through the story focus provided by the quests a patron can offer. Patron perks. You can use a points system called Renown as a way to track how well regarded the characters are with their patron. The factions described in Sage Advice A, Overview 17, promote members to higher ranks as they grow in renown. So Renown, Harper's Watcher, Harp Shadow, Bright Candle, Wise Owl, High Harper. Order of the Gauntlet, a Cheval, a Marchion, White Hawk, Vindicator and Righteous Hand. Emerald Enclave, Spring Warden, Summer Strider, Autumn Reaver, Winter Stalker and Master of the Wild. A Lord's Alliance is Cloak, Red Knife, Stingblade, Warduke and Lion Crown. And Zentarim, Fang, Wolf, Viper, Ardragon and Dreadlord. Okay, so that's those. Fair enough. And they are 1, 3, 10, 25 and 50 points respectively. Social interactions. Right, and on this, I'm skipping ahead. Have the conversation. Talking to your players to find out what they enjoy in a campaign can help increase their engagement. Once your players have spent some time adventuring in the world you have built for them, you should have a feel for the things that excite them most about the game of Dungeons and Dragons. As the Dungeon Master, it's possible to temper your game to include more of the elements you know they enjoy. We still recommend running a campaign that includes a balance of exploration, social interaction and combat. See Sage Advice Overview 7. The 3 pillars, but leaning into what your group most enjoys helps tailor the game to their specific needs. Our DM is very combat focused, like seriously combat focused, and she likes her power builds for her monsters to the point where she has to nerf them in game because she's like giving them abilities that would seriously just kill us in one go for our level. So she has to nerf these things as she goes along, and I find that a bit disconcerting. You may want to spend extra time ahead of the game prepping the new places the party will visit to help with the exploration of those areas. Social interactions. If your players love interacting with the inhabitants of your world or are all in on political intrigue, give them more people to talk to in game. This could be squeezing bar staff for information and an extended haggling session in a magic shop, or even a chat with the main villain. Puzzles. See, I like puzzles. And I like social interactions. If I want to do combat, I just go and play Warhammer. Combat feats, part 5. Taking a feat can help you deflect damage in combat, become a better healer, or finally wear the armour you were always meant to wear. Okay. Armour proficiency feats. Not every character class has the benefit of strapping on protective gear before they head into battle. Your ability to wear armour is based on your character's proficiency to wear one of the 3 available kinds. So lightly armoured, moderately armoured and heavily armoured. Armour mastery feats, medium armour master and heavy armour master. Sorceress origins, wild magic. When the origin of your innate magical power is chaos, the results of your spellcasting can be wildly different each time. Okay. The natural spellcasting ability that resides within a sorcerer can come from any number of miraculous sources. Our pre-generated tabaxi sorcerer Kite in the wind is a product of elemental forces, harnessing lightning, thunder and wind thanks to her storm sorcery origin. However, alien manipulations, draconic ancestors, exposure to major magical influences, a divine blessing or many other mystical events might also awaken sorceress powers within a character. The chaos of wild magic is created by the powerful forces that underlie the order of creation. As a sorcerer with the wild magic origin, you might have enjoyed exposure to raw magic, been blessed by a fey being, marked by a demon, or gained this power as a fluke to your birth with no apparent cause. Whatever the source of your magical power, it churns within you, waiting for any outlet. Okay, wild magic surge. So it says here, top tip. Our pre-generated tabaxi sorcerer, Kite in the Wind, uses the storm sorcery origin. A player might replace those features on Kite's character sheet with the features from this origin or visit D&D Beyond, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, so it's a plug for D&D Beyond. Right. Sorcerer's Origins, Wild Magic Part 2. Rolling on the Wild Magic Surge table decides if the magical energy that's released is hilarious or hazardous or both. Oh, right, here we go, D100. It's a good job we got a D100 in our last delivery then, isn't it? Roll on this table at the start of each of your turns for the next minute, ignoring this result on subsequent rolls. What? Okay, yeah, alright, okay, I get that. So yeah, there's lots here. You gain resistance to all damage for the next minute, taking half damage during that period, round down. You are transported to the astral plane until the end of your next turn, after which you return to the space you previously occupied or the nearest unoccupied space if the space is occupied. If you die within the next minute, you immediately come back to life as if the revive spell. See Spell Booklet Part 3. You've regained all expended sorcery points. So there's lots on there that can be used. What have we got? What have we got here? Sorceress Origins, Wild Magic. The Wild Magic search table might be responsible for a few new spells being cast on your allies, enemies, or yourself. Confusion, 4th level enchantment. Fly, 3rd level transmutation. Polymorph, 4th level transmutation. And Sheep, small beast unaligned. Okay, Sorceress Origins Wild Magic. All the details you need when the Wild Magic Surge table introduces new creatures to your location. So a Flumph. Small aberration, lawful good. Is that this thing? Advanced telepathy. A Flumph can perceive the content of any telepathic communication used within 60 feet of it, and it can't be surprised by creatures with any form of telepathy. A mono drone, that might be that. And, oh no, that's a Flumph. There you go. Right, fair enough. It's a jellyfish with big eyes. A unicorn, yes, we want one of those. Large celestial, lawful good, armor class 12, hit point 67, 9d10 plus 18, speed 50 feet, damage immunities poison, condition immunities charms paralysed or poisoned, senses dark vision 60 feet, passive perception 13, languages celestial, elvish, sylvan and telepathy 60 feet. It's a challenge 5 and proficiency bonus is +3. Wow, yeah, let's have a unicorn. Right, the Dark Lake Regatta. Encounter background. With the Dwarf King Argosh's magic warhammer Daybreaker in hand, the characters now begin their 5th adventure. The quest to depose the warlord of the orcs. This story begins at the shores of the Dark Lake. Although renowned for their dourness, the Duergar living on the shores of the Dark Lake do enjoy competing against each other in tests of stamina and skill. Those who win these contests gain valuable bragging rights over the other Grey Dwarves. One of the biggest events in the Duergar's somewhat empty social calendar is the Dark Lake Regatta, a day of boat races across the lake. Just as the adventurers need to cross the lake, they find it awash with crowds of jubilant and well-armed Duergar. Right. As the characters emerge from the crypt of King Argosh, they can hear a large crowd and see the glow of torchlight up ahead. When they came this way originally, the shore of the Dark Lake was deserted. Now it is busy with dozens of Duergar attending the annual Dark Lake Regatta. Right, boat thieves. If the characters try to steal a boat rather than entering the race, they can do so by making a successful DC 13 Dexterity Stealth check to sneak up to the shore and find Flame unattended before the race begins. They manage to get a head start before the race begins, beginning in the 2nd leg of the race tracker. Then they hear the bang of the gong in the distance. The race has begun and the other boats begin on the 1st leg as usual. Right, there's our race tracker. So we've got boat Flame. Shallow Water, 2nd leg. Monstrous Wake, 4th leg. Exhaustion has 6 stages. Yeah, we've covered that before. Monster Collision, 5th leg. Plesiosaurus. And there's the stat block for it. The Duergar stat block. Okay, right. So let's have a quick look at our... the pencil's unbranded. How many spare leads do you get? Well, there's one there, and there's one in it. There's one preloaded, so you get 2 leads. So bog standard propelling pencil. And then a small D&D notebook. It's actually quite a nice stiff cover. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It is what it is. I won't use it for my, because I prefer the kind of like the moleskin ones, books, for my journals, for my adventuring. But the pencil's handy, and I'm sure that will come in handy, even if I just give it to a friend who doesn't have a pad and paper. Right. So that was issue 47. Hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully you'll see me, join me in the next video. All right, take care.